I didn't have anything better to do, so I joined the gym. And that's where I actually found my true potential. Alhamdulillah.
You mentioned like you weren't very self-confident when actually you were in the school. You knew the answers back of your head, or you were hesitant, I would say.
A level where they said I'm on steroids. Even my own friends said I'm on steroids.
Okay.
Taking any supplements without doing anything, it's not worth it. It's just going to waste. There's a mushroom which is quite common now, which is called lion's mane mushroom, which helps you with your mental clarity and your focus. When I'm a skinny person, I feel intimidated amongst the crowd. All my friends are big, such as yourself. Like size is the only thing that would kind of keep me balanced. I got a lot, in the crowd. What my daily schedule was that I would have at least six meals, at least. But they weren't big meals. They were about small portions. Do it right, you could even achieve it quick. Yeah. It's all about your motivation, how much courage you have, what you eat, your dieting, everything plays a part. Anyway, I went in the gym, I trained. Within 3 months, I'm seeing results. Obviously, I went through the pain. I felt like that this was helping my digestive system, my metabolism system, and also I was growing very fast.
Hello and assalamu alaikum. Hope you guys are doing all right. We have got a fitness influencer on the show today, and he's actually performed a couple of times in Taken 7 too, and he doesn't like to reveal his face. Today, as we know, we are approaching the end of 2023, and with New Year comes a lot of new resolutions, in particular when it comes to maintaining your health. So that's the reason we've invited our honorable guest today on the show. Without any further ado, let me invite you to Brother Bilal. Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Wa alaikum assalam. Jazakallah for having me. Feel privileged.
Likewise, pleasure's ours. So first thing first, introduce yourself to the audience. Who is Bilal, and what are your achievements?
Yes, so of course my name is Bilal, and my journey started through as a young child. When I was in school, I used to feel defeated a lot of the times because in a reverse psychology way, I used to stand out as the less smart person. So when I was asked a question, I'd feel like this is the right question. When I pick my hand up, I'm always wrong. So
at least you tried though.
Yeah, but I tried. But that used to leave me with the feeling of defeated. But I knew deep inside myself that that I'm better than that, and I have potential. So therefore, I'm going to keep trying. But there is few different aspects of why there's you feel like you're feeling of the defeated feeling, and why you fail. There's a lot of aspects, and inshallah we can cover that at a later stage of this podcast.
Inshallah.
So obviously, as I was growing up, you could say in a nutshell, my studies did not go really well. My grades was not that good, but all the way through, I wouldn't call it ego, but we have a self-ego as well. And I used to always feel like I have a potential of being the best or being better than what I am.
Yeah.
And so after studies, I didn't have anything better to do, so I joined the gym. And that's where I actually found my true potential. Alhamdulillah. I went with 2 of my friends and they pushed me. And I feel like having a partner who is there not just for his own benefit, but for his benefit, for your benefit as well, then there's always success. So having a good crowd around you there's a good success in there.
Very true.
Yes. So anyway, I went in the gym, I trained. Within 3 months, I'm seeing results.
MashaAllah.
Obviously, I went through the pain, and they say with no pain, there's no gain, right? But alhamdulillah, we did this with just natural food. I did increase my food, but I wasn't a very big fan of filling your stomach up, because my friends, they would say, just eat anything and everything. But I was brought up in a family where obviously we study that the Prophet ﷺ said, do not fill your stomach up and eat. So when you're eating, keep a quarter for air and water as well. So which means that you do not stop eating when you're fully full. You leave it to leave some space. So what I did when I used to go gym and how I put weight on, I weighed about 8.5 at that time, 8.5 stones.
Mhm.
Okay, that's very less for a.
Yep.
Even though I'm small, for me, it's still very less.
So what year are we talking about?
So we're
When-
talking about in 2012.
Yeah.
2011, 2012.
So were you in your teenage or?
I was 21,
Okay.
about 22 approximately.
Yeah, so you
22,
had your-
23, yes.
Okay.
So this is before I started actually madrasa with, So I started training, and what my daily schedule was that I would have at least six meals, at least. But they weren't big meals. They were about small portions,
Mhm.
very small portions. And after every 3 hours, I used to eat. Either it's a meal or it's a snack. So a little bunch of handful of dried fruits or nuts. Or I'd make myself a sandwich with peanut butter,
Mhm.
maybe chocolate spread, whatever. But as long as it has some sort of protein in there.
Yeah. So what was the reason behind it, having 6 meals a day? Because
Yeah.
in our family, especially in our traditions from subcontinent, we grew up having 3 meals a day, and we'll
Yes.
discuss that further in the podcast.
Yeah.
But what was the logic behind having 6 meals a day
Yes.
from the get-go?
Yes, because I am a person who has a very high metabolism.
Okay.
If you look at me now, compared to what I was when I did put weight on, this is like 3 stones less than what I am. So I've lost weight. I lose weight quickly. So
Okay.
I've explained to Sajid by that I haven't been in the gym for 18 months. Within that time, I've lost about 3 stones. I lose weight quickly.
Yeah.
Because when I'm not in the gym, I don't have a high appetite. So I don't eat much anyway. But when I eat, it digests. But alhamdulillah, I think having a good metabolism is very good for a person who's in a fitness world as well as a normal. Because high metabolism helps you in various ways. But the reason behind that is when I'm a skinny person, I feel intimidated amongst the crowd. All my friends are big, such as yourself.
I'm nowhere near you.
But I felt intimidated that because I'm short anyway. I felt like size is the only thing that would kind of keep me balanced. I go in the crowd. So this 6 meals actually was through research. Obviously, I used to watch a lot of motivation videos, a lot of eating videos. So I gained this kind of knowledge of eat every every 3 hours, just eat. But having saying that, I don't want to give people or your viewers the wrong idea of just keep eating. It's not the way. Because I had this mind that no, this doesn't make sense. Just keep eating. It's not if it's something not good for your health. What's the point? Just looking good from the outside. You have to look good from the inside as well, right?
True.
So therefore, I came up with this strategy by implementing the hadith of the Prophet ﷺ that eat less, but just he didn't say eat more during the day, but I implemented that to put that weight on. Just eat more times a day. So I used to eat small portions. After 3 hours, I realized that my appetite is growing. And if you know anybody in my family as a family member, you'd hear them say what my mom used to say. He'd get up he keeps eating. For her, I'm keep eating.
If you eat
Yeah.
after every 3 hours.
Because I'm boiling about, every day I'm boiling about, say, 5 to 6 eggs.
Really?
Yeah.
Mashallah.
So I'll eat this.
The chicken is looking for you.
Yeah. That's looking
Because you've eaten.
So if I'm eating rice, I would portion my rice and the protein level in that plate. So say if I've got a handful of rice, then I'll get a handful of meat or chicken, whatever that is in there. If I'm having mashed potato, then if it's tuna mixed with it, then I'll have the same portion mixed. But I make sure that this is not going to fill me up to the max. But I felt like that this was helping my digestive system, my metabolism system, and also I was growing very fast. I used to work in HSBC Bank then. I've left it for religious purposes. But when I worked there, within 6 months, I would get everybody coming up to me and saying, yo, every day, you're looking bigger, you're looking bigger. until it come to a, you could say, a level where they said I'm on steroids. Even my own friends said I'm on steroids.
Okay.
So are you one of those guys, who calculate how much calories you're taking every single day?
At that time I did. I wouldn't say I'm like
don't
that
do
anymore. I wouldn't say that. But at that time I did. And when they did say that to me, I did not take that negatively. I took that positively because I know that it's working.
Blessing. That's
Yes,
very good.
because it's working. If someone says I'm on steroids, then I know it's working. Because I was in the gym training, it helped my strength. Okay, it helped my my stamina even. So it helped me mentally. It didn't help me just like physically, but it helped me mentally. I was training and I was doing drop sets. You'll know a lot about drop sets. So I was doing drop sets on my shoulders, 50 kgs, dumbbells.
Mashallah.
I dropped them 40s, I dropped them 20s. And I remember there was an Asian guy next to me. He says to me, like indirectly, "Oh, let me in what you're taking." So he's basically trying to say, give me ideas of what you're taking.
Juices and that, yeah.
Yeah, so he's trying to do a reverse psychology on me. I just laughed, ignored that.
Fair play.
Yeah, but I know that it's working on me.
Mm.
Do you understand? But now when I look at videos and I see comments, I have a habit of looking at comments, and there's a lot of people that have negative approach to people who have good physique or have good strength. Say, oh, he's on this, he's on that. But I know behind that it is achievable without steroids. Maybe it take a bit longer, but if you do it right, you could even achieve it quick.
Yeah.
It's all about your motivation, how much courage you have, what you eat, your dieting, everything plays a part.
Yeah.
So, and they might be right as well. There are people who do take steroids. So I don't also, count that out. But what I'm saying is that having husn zan on people, or having a good approach or a good opinion about people is better than having a bad approach, because your life is all about motivating each other, taking motivation, take good, forget the bad.
Yeah.
If, for example, if you want to be big or if you want to hit a certain target, forget if he's taking steroids, implement the good things that he's teaching you, implement that. See if it works.
Mm.
And there's a lot of people out there who also, come up with these negative things is because they are too lazy to actually do the work that this person has put in. Maybe put that work in and see the results.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't want to or he can't, then he'll hate on another person. Does that make sense?
Of course.
But there's different types of people out there. So I'm trying to cover these things. So this is the reason why I put in this 6 meals to, sometimes I used to go to 8 meals, but that's actually pushing it. But alhamdulillah, from 8.5 stones, I reached 11 stones within, I would say, 8 months.
Mashallah.
Yeah, within 8 months with this type of, but I also had to increase my water level. I've never ever was that heavy. 11 stones was something new to me. So wherever I used to go, so this is a warning for people, that if you was to put weight on, it's something new like this, then you will get this type of feeling where wherever you sit, you'll fall asleep. Yeah, I used to fall asleep. I used to fall asleep in the bus. Coming from home from work, I'd fall asleep. Times where I missed my stop. But resting is key to your
recharging yourself.
Yeah, so it's
recovery
for your recovery. So so this is something you could say side effect.
So this
that you
8
can go
months,
through.
you had the same pattern every single day.
You could say
Or did you increase or decrease with something?
No, there are times where I would decrease. There's times where you'll miss meals because it's your life. You're not going to be constantly eating this much. I wouldn't say I was 100% every day I have to eat this at this time.
Mm-hmm.
Not like that. I just followed the procedure of eating every 3 hours. But I made sure at least
And
I'll get.
it helped you a lot.
Yeah, alhamdulillah, it helped me a lot.
Let's take a step back and just because you're in the health industry yourself now.
Yeah.
What is the difference between health and fitness?
Okay.
I know these terms are being used together
Yes.
for centuries now,
Yes.
but if you can elaborate what is health and what is fitness?
Yeah, so with health, it does not only cover your fitness, because fitness we can say is part of your health, but health also covers your mental approach, your physical approach, your mindset, everything. You could also say that it also goes that deep that it also helps your spirituality, your soul. Okay, if you do the things rightly, which also branches off to like how you're dieting, your sleeping pattern, your routine, your lively routine, then all of that helps you in these different aspects I've just mentioned, your physical aspects, your mental clarity, your spirituality. All this comes under your health, your holistic wellness.
Yeah.
So, and the difference between that and fitness is that fitness, you're literally focusing on your body, your physicality, how you look, or your strength, your athletic performances. So all this comes under fitness. So there's a, you can differentiate like that.
Okay.
So good health is a blessing of Allah, isn't it?
Yeah,
And one thing I want
alhamdulillah.
to mention is that, if someone have a good health, mentally and physically, the extra stuff you can do is you can do extra ibadah.
Yes.
It helps you with the ibadah.
Of course.
If there's 5 daily prayers, you can add on it.
Of
You
course.
can get up for tahajjud.
That's
If you're a
right.
lazy person, if you're heavy, you don't feel like it.
Of course.
You always, lay back.
Yes.
So obviously, if you have a good health, you can always do extra deen work as well.
That's right. Because actually, when we do things, we need to focus on how it is helping. The first thing is, how will it help us in our deen? Or when you start something, how will it help ourselves and the ummah? And you mentioned about waking up for tahajjud. Basically, in a nutshell, worshipping Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The hadith comes to my mind. That the Prophet ﷺ said that take care of the 5 things before the 5 things, right? So which is one is your health before you become sick. And I might not know it in order now, so I'm going to say so before you take care of your health before you become sick, your wealth before you approach poverty, your time before you become busy, and your youth before you become old. And I think I'm missing one.
I think it's the life before
Yeah.
death, something like
Yes,
Prepare
and
for your-
that's right. So
prepare for your death.
prepare for your
Subhanallah.
death. So actually, all this in this hadith that our Prophet ﷺ mentioned, if you actually take care of your health and your wellness, your holistic wellness, this will actually help or make it easier for all the aspects of this hadith. Because if you do not take care of your dieting, your physicality, it actually tampers with your mentality, your mindset. So if it tampers with your mentality and your mindset, then you become lazy-minded. And if you're lazy-minded, then how are you able to do ibadah?
Exactly.
You will not be consistent. And if you don't be consistent, then you will definitely miss something. And the next time you will miss a bit more than something. Like, for example, you pray your fard salah, your sunnahs, your nafil, and you do all the extra ibadahs, right? But then when you're a lazy person and if you're a person who's known to be, or yourself, who procrastinates a lot.
Yeah.
If you're a person who's doing full ibadah, then it can affect your productivity. One day you'll miss your nafil. And if you have missed that nafil, then you'll definitely come back to it if you do not fix yourself. And you can go into your sunnahs, then you can go into your fard salahs. And
Exactly.
one thing Allah loves is He loves consistency.
Right.
And then when you think deep into it, you can put this aspect into your normal life,
Anything.
anything, including your religion. And then there's one thing I go by, this one quote I go by, is expect the unexpected. Expect the unexpected, because like in this hadith, you look after your health. And I'm talking from experience. Your youth is enjoying life, right? And then you come to a certain age, and maybe somebody else has started something, and then you think to yourself, I could have done this if I didn't do this, or if I didn't just laze about. You just wasted some part of your youth where you could have put it into something and be somewhere, biznillah. So expect the unexpected. When you're chilling, you forget that at a later age, you're going to regret it. Or something will come into your life where if you have rectified your life before, then at this point of your life, you could have approached it or be prepared for this particular scenario that's come to you. Whether it's you preparing your physicality, where you're learning how to fight, self-defense. You have to expect, in today's society, there's so much hatred, right? So you have to prepare yourself with self-defense. You have to expect that there's people out there who can attack you. right? You have to prepare for with knowledge. There might be somebody out there who's come out, right, to cause fitna. So if you can't seek knowledge, then at least look after your scholars, right? Look after your scholars. So I mean, you could go on endless, but this is why I go by this quote of expect the unexpected.
Yeah. So you mentioned like you weren't very self-confident when actually you were in the school. You knew the answers back of your head, but you were a bit hesitant, I would say, to
No.
answer it. Or
So I wouldn't say I knew the answers,
Yeah.
but I was confident in thinking I knew the answers.
okay,
So when you know something, even though it's wrong, you think no, that's right.
is
But
it still the case to this day as well?
It still happens.
Yeah.
It still happens. And I know that a lot of people around me also same. They have, because as you grow up, you have this conversation with people.
Yeah.
They say, oh, you know what, this happened to me too. Or this.
Yeah, yeah.
Where it's like you feel like you know the questions, or you actually know the questions. Actually, some of these you know the questions, but you're just saying it the wrong way. And so the teacher says that's not the right way. You feel defeated. But then somebody else answered in a different way. You think, well, I just said the same thing.
Yeah, yeah.
But why is he right and I'm wrong?
Yeah.
I'm not recognizing the fact that I'm saying something in a wrong way.
Mhm.
So that had decreased my confidence level because I was feeling defeated always, where that my answers are always wrong.
Yeah, but then now you were mentioning something behind the camera about a mushroom which can help you with the
Yes.
cognitive functions.
That's right.
So you want to highlight a bit about that?
Yes. So there's a mushroom which is quite common now, which is called lion's mane mushroom, which helps you with your mental clarity and your focus. So, you know, a lot of people have brain fog, which is sometimes hard to explain. You would feel like you're lazy-minded, but it's actually a fog that kind of, you could say, it's like a veil between your mindset and the thing that you're trying to approach. So in order for that to kind of to fix it, you could say, there's a couple of things that you should be doing. One is stay active. You have to stay active.
When you say stay active, what do you mean by that?
So active meaning you have to be productive with things. Go to the gym.
Okay.
If you're not going to the gym, then make sure you do some kind of exercise.
So any physical
Any
activity.
physical.
Is it important to go to gym? You can't exercise at home.
No, you can exercise at home. It's not
What if
important
the
to go
woman
to.
who doesn't want to go to the gym?
Then you exercise from home.
You can.
You can go walking every day. Walking probably one of the best exercises you could do, if it's
Swim
for
as
you.
well.
Yes, and swimming. But coming back to your point, sorry, what was you saying?
About the functions of the
Mushrooms.
brain.
The mushrooms, right? The brain. The reason why I say lion's mane is really good. First of all, it's backed, scientifically backed, and second one is that you have people who are taking it are actually telling you online. It's very common now. It's nothing new anymore. It is nowadays. Before, people used to treat their brains with nootropic, right? Nootropics, which is form of drug, but it helps. Everybody knows that nootropic.
Is it available over the counter?
Yes, nootropics are available over the counters. Not all nootropics, but they are. You have to actually go to special, like you could say, you can go to like supplement places to get these kind of things. But there are some over the counters that you can get. But you won't find lion's mane over the counter. You can find them online or in supplement websites.
Like Holland Barrett's?
That's right, Holland and Barrett's.
Okay.
You could find them.
Do you do it as well on your store?
Yes, so I do it on my website, and I focus on the mental clarity and the focus, because lion's mane, you could say speciality or the special benefit of lion's mane is actually for your focus and your mental clarity. So it helps you focus. So now I'm trying to combine just taking lion's mane. So actually taking any supplements without doing anything is not worth it. It's just going to waste.
True.
Okay.
True.
So lion's mane, if you take lion's mane, but with that you have to have, like I says, some kind of activity, productivity.
Yeah. And your balance side.
That's right. So your physical and your brain activity, which means like either reading or playing some kind of game that would help.
Yeah.
Right. I personally think, in order to get the best out of the lion's mane, you need to do something that would trigger it. Just the way when you go gym, you're pushing weights and you want to take testosterone boosters, whether it's natural or not.
Yeah.
In order for that to work properly, right, to see results, then you have to push. You have to be consistent in what you're doing.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing with
So,
lines.
Bilal bhai, you mentioned about your website. I would like you to, tell our viewers what's your website name and why is it different compared to other websites? What products do you sell on there?
Yes, so my website is www.truemain.co.uk, and my main focus is actually because I'm a Muslim myself, I was trying to get supplements for which is, you could say, eligible and edible for the Muslim community.
Halal.
So, yeah, halal. So I was looking for halal, vegan, gluten-free, and a lot of the products, I wouldn't say every product is organic, but a lot of the products are organic and all natural formula. There's no filler, nothing added to it. So I could say to differentiate from other websites is that I focused on taking these aspects on board. I focused on the men, entrepreneurs and students. For men, it's to enhance their performance, to get them onto the peak performance. So I don't just provide the products. I also they get a free ebook. So this ebook is like, it covers what you need to do daily. Like, for example, if you have to be waking up early, going gym, why consistency is so important. But there's certain aspects I mentioned in the ebook which will actually help you get the best out of the supplement that you're buying. So whether it's Lion's Mane, or whether it's a testosterone booster, or whether it's just a standard moringa or something like that, we give the benefits of it and also what you need to do to get the best out of this particular supplements. So the difference is I'll give you free ebook, some kind of knowledge. Do you know what I mean?
But apart from ebook, our viewers, they want more discount from you.
Oh,
So what is available in
discounts.
your website so you can provide?
Subhanallah. I have this actually code which is F&F, which is actually friends and families. We give them 20% discount.
Okay.
So obviously your viewers are my friends as well, my family as well, just the way you guys are. So you can give them this code, F&F.
Okay, inshallah. We'll
gives them,
mention
yeah.
on the video for you
Yeah.
guys,
Yeah,
so you can go to the website and benefit from this website.
that's
inshallah.
right. Inshallah.
So with the when you mention the word supplement,
That's right.
I've already I have this a lot of times from different people as
Mm.
well. People tend to think that if you get a nice protein shake or a meal replacement shake, you can just live off it without having any actual food.
No, it's not how it works. And actually, I had that mentality as well
Yeah.
before, when I started actually.
When you're
gym.
eating
Yeah.
5 times a week,
Yeah.
a day.
I was thinking, you know what, supplements are replacement.
Yeah,
It's not replacement.
We all been there.
Yeah, people do make. Actually, you know what? Everything works with the way people market. Back in the days, people actually used to market whey protein, and I think was it whey protein, if I'm correct, and other type of proteins as a replacement.
Mhm.
And today, you will find some kind of supplements or some kind of shake which they say is a replacement or
Yeah.
meal replacement. But if you're a person who wants to gain lean muscle, and you want to gain muscle, right? Then I wouldn't treat protein shake as a replacement. I would add it as an addition. To be honest, recently I'm off protein shake because I care too much about what I put in. But I used to be very big fan about protein shake.
So you're taking it naturally now.
Now I haven't been gym for a while. But when I do get back into the gym, I do want to look into the vegan products rather than your normal protein shakes.
And is that because of animal cruelty?
No, it's not because of animal cruelty. I don't believe in animal cruelty if it's done the right way. If it's done the right way, there's no animal cruelty. So
But then again,
I don't
when
want
it comes
to offend the vegans.
yeah. I wouldn't mind that, to be honest. Like, it's your
Yeah.
personal choice.
Yeah.
The point is, you can't just take every single thing out of context.
Exactly.
Killing a sheep or a chicken or a goat,
Exactly.
it comes under animal cruelty. When it comes to mouse and different insects,
Yes.
nobody talks about them.
The reason why I want to go through the vegan side is because everything vegan is processed, the other stuff is processed. But through research, I know that everything is processed. Okay, even supplements, everything will be processed. But sometimes it's different processes of different supplements. Now, I can't go into details into what type of process it is, and I would advise people to actually go and research about the process of different supplements. But I'm not a big fan of processed products, although I actually sell the processed products. But I choose to sell the organic side of things and the natural formula, whereas a lot of the protein shake, they don't. There are some kind of fillers or some kind of things that they'll put in there, which is not going fully according to the specs of the actual supplements.
Yeah.
So that's why I try to stay away from it. But I'm still on a research of where I can find a vegan. For until then, I'll be going through natural food and everything. But I will be still taking like supplements such as energy boosters because all my life since I've been in the gym, one big supplement that worked for me is ginseng.
Okay.
Yeah, Siberian
It's
ginseng.
a herb as well, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it's a herb.
Yeah.
That helped me a lot because the blood flow is crazy.
Yeah.
And when I took that helped me a lot, enhancing my strength, my stamina. And in the very recent one, I could say there's Tangat Ali.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's few other ones you can combine with it. But I combine ginseng and Tangat Ali in my supplements, which helps people. I would say if they actually work in the gym, they put the effort in, these supplements actually, you could say, speed up your gaining of your strength and stamina.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you have to understand how does it. It's what this herb is and what its main function is. Why the main function or the main benefit of it is that it helps your blood flow quick. Like
Yeah.
it helps your blood flow basically.
And your working muscles need that.
That's right.
When in the gym.
That's right.
So do you sell these herbs on your website
I do, yes.
with the just by itself or with the blend of something else?
So there are some by itself. A majority of them are with blend of other natural herbs
Mm-hmm.
because from research together they have a benefit, or you could say the benefit is more stronger.
Yeah. It's like you were mentioning about different processed foods and supplements. I tend to think is people want the actual natural product with no fillers and junks in there,
That's
like you
right.
mentioned, but they're not willing to pay the price.
Exactly.
You get like 100 gram of boneless chicken provides you with around 35 grams
Yes.
of protein,
Yeah.
which you're getting for in the same 1 scoop of protein powder as well.
Yes.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean you stop eating chicken or
Yeah.
whatever vegan stuff is there. But my problem with the clients is like when they say, okay, you know what, I want to lose weight or gain weight. Again, it boils down to your personal goal. Like you was to put muscle on your body, and then you were mentioning you were feeling tired and sleepy after every single meal. The reason being is whenever you put something in your body, so your insulin level in your blood sugar, it spikes up,
That's right.
which makes you tired and fatigued. That's the reason when you have a happy meal, doesn't matter if you're like rested before that.
That's right.
Once you have a proper heavy meal with the high carbs, you feel tired and
Tired.
you want to go to bed straight away. So so people actually do want to put that money towards getting that natural and pure stuff. And then another thing, like you said, people tend to think, replacing the supplement in itself is the name. You're supplementing something else.
Yes.
It's not like you're replacing something else, isn't it? Like so in back home, in Pakistan especially, like when you didn't make it in certain exams on your O levels and A levels, you have to take the supplementary exams.
That's right.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
So that's the term there.
Yeah.
So that doesn't mean like obviously if you do this, you're gonna be clear your A level as well.
That's right.
It's not what it means.
Mm.
So and another thing is macros and micros. So for a layman, what is macros and what is micros?
Okay. So in that field, I'm not much knowledgeable.
Okay.
So that's something that I won't be able to. We'll probably be better in explaining that.
No, inshallah, obviously
Yeah.
the show is about you. So that's why I
So-
wanted to interview you.
I would.
I
Yeah.
want to ask
I
you
would
something. With all these products what you're selling and we use all the supplements. So when you taking all these supplements, do you have to decrease your food as well, daily basis food?
No, see, I wouldn't like Brother Furqan was talking about. It depends on people's personal goals.
Okay.
Like if a person who was trying to gain muscles or trying to gain weight, right? I wouldn't use these supplements as a replacement. I would have it like when I used to actually train, how I would take the supplements. I mean, I had my own methods, and I don't know how I picked it up. I just picked it up because I was always wary about having protein shakes, right? So the less I put it in my body, the better. So I worked out how your body works, how your body flushes through your lymphatic system and how your gut works and your digestive system. So with the protein shakes, it's say take 2 scoops a day, right? So I used to take USN hyperbolic,
Okay.
okay, and it says take 2 scoops a day. So these scoops are massive.
I know.
Okay.
There's some nasty stuff in there.
And when I first took it in, I felt bloated.
Mhm.
So what I decided to do is, I used to take half a scoop. So instead of 2 scoops, I used to take 4 scoops, but half. I divided
Okay.
into 4 times a day.
Okay, different times of the
Different
day.
times of the
Yeah.
day. And I felt like that worked on me better.
Hmm.
It went into I feel like it went into my system better. And I don't know, the results were really good.
Yeah.
Alhamdulillah, yeah.
It's because, the analogy I would like to give is,
Yeah.
you go a log of wood
Yeah.
and you burning fire off it.
Yeah.
The one option is you put all the wood all together, it's going to burn and off it
That's
goes.
right, yes.
The other thing is, obviously, when it's slowing down, you add another wood in there.
That's right.
So that's how your body is. Your body, I'm talking to you, you're listening to me, we actually breathing as well, and the
That's
food is getting digested properly.
Exactly.
So your body needs some energy to function.
Mhm.
So what happened is, obviously, if you give a big spike in
Yeah.
terms of giving all together, it's going to digest it very quickly, and you're going to
That's
be ending up
correct.
having more calories than
Exactly.
required. Whereas on the other side, on the flip side, if you take take intervals, like you're hungry now, like you said, eat less, like Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. All these things that really baffles me and actually makes my iman goes
Yeah.
high as well. Like Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, all the scientific research is coming up now says you have to have small portions.
That's right.
You have to leave your one third of your stomach empty, 1/3 is your water, and 1/3 is your food.
That's right.
And Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he said it 1400 years ago. If this in itself is not the proof of him being prophet, I don't know
Exactly.
what is going to be. So all the scientific research goes with the teachings of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi
That's
Wasallam.
right.
Certain foods we're not allowed to have, like Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam is from Tib Nabwi.
That's
You can't have meat with milk or meat with what thing is more beneficial for your body to drive nutrients from. So all of these things, alhamdulillah, it boosts your iman. And then secondly, we were mentioning about the energy. So a lot of people, like whenever I go on holidays back home, my uncle would say, okay, bring us some multivitamin. I said, why do you need it for? And he goes, oh, it looks Centrum in specific. First thing, they don't know there's gelatin in there. It's not halal. And if you take anything else, that's the Yomul Qiyamah for you.
Yeah.
Why didn't you bring Centrum? You understand? So that they think taking one tablet by itself is going to give him boost of energy, which
Make
is in
you
the
a
case.
superhero, yeah?
Yeah, which is in the case. Because the micros are there to take the nutrients out of the food you already have taken.
Yeah.
That's why the vitamins and minerals are called micros.
That's right.
They derive the energy from the macros. But people don't know that. So people just take one multivitamin and they just, like I said earlier, it's a supplement.
Yeah.
It's not the actual food.
Yeah. So that's why they say, look, how you mentioned about the macros. Look, it's a food supplement. So it's not just a supplement. So you see a lot of these. They have
Yeah.
So you say you eat it after your food because you've got some kind of food inside you. Now, in order for that vitamin or something, whatever it has inside it, for it to work, it needs some kind of solid or some kind of food inside your stomach for it to work.
Yeah.
So that's what they call it, food supplement, and
Yeah.
that's what the understanding that people need to have as well.
Okay.
So, to achieve your goal, basically, you need to have your normal, regular food every day, supplement, and exercise as well. So these three combined, you will achieve something.
I say,
That's how it works.
with these 3 things combined, you can get the best out
Best
of
of you.
To get results. I wouldn't say you need all 3 things. I mean, you could, if you have courage, you have motivation, you eat right, and you be consistent, you will get the results, inshallah.
Inshallah.
Yeah. But if you want quicker gains, then you can go into supplements. But do not use it as a replacement. Have it.
Even if you want, if you want the gain faster than the supplements, then you go to your juices and that, like streamers and that.
You could go juices.
Yeah. And then
By listening to you, you mentioned a lot, you shared a lot of, regarding to health. So, but we'll come to the other side. Asian food, very, very, actually I've listened.
tasty.
It's tasty, but what do you think about the Asian food? Pakistani, Bengali, and
Look,
Indian food?
with any kind of food, If we wanted to make it healthy, we can make it healthy.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Right? First of all, if you think about it, how do we make our food? Right? We cook it, right? We cook it to the max, you could say.
No, but my question is, when you go to the restaurants, right? You know how our food is
Yeah.
spicy,
Yeah.
too much oil in there,
Yeah.
a lot of salt.
Exactly.
But that's how it's been made every single
So
restaurant.
first of all, too much of everything is not good.
Mhm.
Even too much of healthy is not good. Meaning, you know the hadith of the date, Sahaba. He was reading and is eating date. He passed away, right? So what I'm trying to say is that too much of everything is not good. How we cook, when first, all the benefits is going anyway when we're cooking. The heat goes, right?
Method of cooking.
That's right. The method of cooking. Different types of oil. Oil itself is good, but once you start cooking it, it becomes bad. You could say.
It changes the properties.
Changes. That's right. And then with us Asians, like you said, chili in itself is good because it has vitamin D, right? So on paper, it's really good. Too much of spice, so you could put all these different type of herbs and whatnot. You put oil, everything mixed. Too much spice. That it then starts to affect your health, and then it leads to all what do you call that? The gastrointestinal
GI complications.
Yes, in my language they call it gastric, right? And then it can also lead to gut disease. And then from the gut, this disease can spread. It could even go on to cancer. If you look at the history and how much people it has led to different type of illnesses. So you got the cancers, you got the heart disease, even it affects your liver.
Especially in our community, when
That's
people
right.
get to the old age,
That's
they
right.
have all these kind of different illnesses
Yes,
because of our food.
that's right. So it's different types of food.
So how can we make it, healthy?
It's not just the food, I
It's
would
just
say.
not
It's the lack of activity as well.
That's right.
Yes.
So I'll say, look, with food, right? Yes, we have our standard 3 times a day eating, right? But I wouldn't say we have a exact, you could say, a consistent of eating on time. We'll eat too much because in Bangladesh, for example, fat stomach is considered as wealthy,
Oh,
right? It is. They consider it as wealthy.
symbol of wealth.
Yeah, symbol of wealth. So I don't know if
Mashallah,
it's
he's wealthy then. Isn't he?
yeah. So I don't know if it's like this now because they call the stomach sometimes shampot. Shampot means wealth.
Okay,
Mm.
Right.
okay.
So when
Oh yeah, I think that reminds me of the saying in Pakistan as well.
Yeah.
Khate bhi de ghar se.
Khate bhi de ghar se,
Yeah,
in
yeah.
Urdu.
exactly. So when we're eating, sometimes we feel like we should have 2 plates. And it becomes a family kind of tradition thing where you eat one plate, then eat another, and then they make like 2-3 curries at the same time, which it's not necessary.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
because of you cooking so much, you feel like you have to eat, and it's going to go to waste because then you think about if you waste food, it's guna,
Yeah.
right? So
Might
you
as
have
well
to finish it.
Yeah.
So the solution today is don't cook too much, just cook enough to eat, right? That's one. And the second one is using the spices and stuff, just lower the level. In Bangladesh, they use a spicy thing which is called naga. It's a type of
Oh
chili.
yes, very
Yeah.
spicy.
Very spicy. And when we go to restaurants and stuff, we get biryani, for example, sometimes. You tell them to put mild, they literally pack it up and that's their mild.
I went to this restaurant and I had naga dish, and I told them just put teeny bit. And when I had it, I couldn't handle it. It
Exactly.
was so spicy.
So I ate that food, and each time I eat good food, even I feel like I got gastric because
Yeah.
the heat is fueling the whatever you ate, whatever is caused. So you have to be moderate with everything.
But people say you can't taste anything, if everything's
Well,
less on there.
it's because
There's
you're used to it,
Exactly.
Yeah.
but you can actually taste. I mean, there are bland food. Like if I was to switch my
Yes.
food to a British food,
Like hospital food.
like hospital food, then obviously that's different.
And that should be your least of the worries to
Yes.
begin with.
Exactly.
What are we gonna eat, and it has to be like desi food, or like Bangladeshi, Pakistani
Exactly.
traditional food.
Yes.
And like sometimes people who look at your children say, "Oh, does he have roti and salan?" And if you say no, he doesn't. So how is your life then?
Exactly.
And my question to them is, okay, their children living in China as well. They don't have roti salan every day.
Exactly.
How are they alive? or how is any other nation, as a
Yeah.
matter of fact, is alive.
Mm.
So it's more to do with the tradition.
Mm.
And a time comes when you start controlling these things. Like you mentioned, the oil in itself is not a bad thing.
Mm.
It depends which one you use and how do you
Mm.
use it. So if you start, a lot of people think like olive oil is very good for cooking, it's good for baking, or
Yes.
it's good to put on the salad, because there's a boiling point for every single oil.
That's
And
right.
once it reaches that, you start changing the properties.
That's
and
correct.
olive oil actually becomes very unhealthy for you.
Mhm.
Rather than unblocking your arteries, it's going to be ending up blocking them.
That's right.
People don't know the rapeseed oil, for that matter, is the best oil. It's got
Best
the
oil.
highest boiling point, and it
That's
hasn't got no taste.
That's
So you will actually taste your vegetables or meat
that,
or whatever
that
you're
way
cooking.
you can get the actual taste of your food.
Yeah,
Exactly.
So the rapeseed
Mm.
oil is the best oil to
Yeah.
use for
Yeah.
cooking.
yeah.
That's correct.
Vegetables are good for you, but like when they make vegetable burji, they cook it for hours and hours till it's mashed, and all the nutrients are gone.
So, to what boiling point would you say to stop the rapeseed oil?
I'm not sure back of my head.
But through research, we could find
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Everything is available on that.
Yeah.
So first thing first is do your researches by
Mm.
yourself. I'm not saying like I was at a point.
Mm.
What really got me into becoming a fitness trainer was
Mm.
I thought something's wrong with my metabolism.
Okay.
Even though I was going gym, I've always been a gym goer.
Mm.
I don't smoke, don't drink, no unhealthy activities and
Mm.
anything like that.
Yeah.
So I thought like I'm going gym religiously. Sorry,
Yeah.
excuse me. And then I was still gaining weight. So I went to my GP and I said, listen, I need to get a full blood count. And he did. He goes, everything is alright, just your vitamin D, and which is deficient anyways in our skin color.
Yeah.
So the doctor actually, he said like you have to lose weight. You're on the border of getting diabetes as well if you're not going to stop. And I was thinking back of my mind, I was thinking I'm going gym as well, but it all comes down to your calories intake. That's what it's all about. So
Yeah.
I thought to myself, there's a saying, health is wealth. I thought obviously there's no point making a lot of money when you won't be able to enjoy it.
Mm.
And so that's when I started looking into getting qualified myself for my sake. And you wouldn't believe it, the minute I got qualified, 6 weeks, I actually lost 2 stones.
Serious.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
before that, I was actually following the diets and the
Mm.
workout plans off the YouTube as well. Now, problem with that is it might work for me.
Yeah.
It might work for you, but it might work
It's not for
you.
everybody.
So my body behaves and functions different to yours.
That's right.
Physiology and anatomy of my body is different to yours. So maybe you're better off having 5 meals a day, whereas I'm actually worse. My body is not going to work properly, function properly, and it's going to bring more harm than good if I only take 3 meals a day.
That's right. So
There's a difference.
hence why it's important to go to a nutrition or a
Trainer,
personal
yeah.
Yes, who can actually focus on your goals,
Yeah.
not from his perspective,
Yeah.
but from yourself.
And one of the issues I see in a lot of personal trainer is they put you on a very strict diet,
Yes.
which you cannot comply for the rest of your life.
Mm.
So, for instance, my younger brother, he has a friend, and he posted his videos and the photos, pictures of himself like topless, and he was showing his like 6 packs in that. And I knew he was a chubby guy. What you been doing? I've been training twice a day. Okay, what's the end goal? I just want to get 6 packs. Okay, what are you eating? Oh, my trainer said you're allowed to have green tea with 2 boiled eggs and 1 piece of bread. In the afternoon is chicken with ajwain on top and a squeeze of lemon.
Yeah.
And you can have a choice of fruit with it.
That's
In
right.
the evening, it has to be boiled fish or some meat. Means like keema.
Yeah.
And that has to be with the bowl of fruit salad. That's all he was having. And he's been on bed from last 2 years.
Serious.
Because your body needs the calories and the
Exactly.
nutrients to function properly.
Exactly.
And so, by the look of it, it's just the protein he was having. Your salad is actually carbohydrates,
So
but it's
basically,
fibrous.
he wanted to literally execute the
Eliminate the carbohydrates.
eliminate it,
Yeah.
so that he gets his fine. See, this is the quick result,
Yeah.
but it's not good for the long term.
He's on the bed from last 2
How
years.
are we gonna know who's a good trainer though?
The
How
best
can you
thing,
tell?
the best thing to do is go to a person who is certified. That's the plain and simple
Yeah,
thing.
yeah.
And then you have to test him out yourself. If you think he's good, he's good. If not, then go to another person. Like Brother Furqan, he's certified personal trainer, right?
I am here.
Yes. So a person who should be going to a person like Furqan, test it out. If Furqan helps him get the goal that he wants, then I would say that's the right person, because you have to go to a personal trainer who's qualified.
But deliver results basically.
Yeah, that's
Put it
right.
that way.
That's right. Because personal trainer, he doesn't focus on from his perspective of how he became good.
You
Like,
works
you know
on
how-
your body.
Yeah, you know how I explained to yourself that I had this, I took this method, I took that method. That's not going to work for everybody. Like, it's not
Exactly.
going to work for a person who has a low metabolism or something like that. It may work because of the system of.
So basically,
yeah,
everyone's different.
but everybody's different. And that's
plans.
why you have to go to a person who's qualified.
Mm.
That person will look at your goals. You do this fact finding. What
Yeah.
does he want to gain?
Yeah, yeah.
You know.
We
And
have to
as
do
the-
the
that's
food
right.
diaries as well. So
That's right.
we make sure like what do they eat. So you tell me if you have dal, you have chawal, you have roti, you have
That's
naan, and then obviously you make the food reaction diary as well,
Exactly.
and then you take it from there. So there's like literally you give them okay. So whatever you're eating, put the time, comments next to it. So how did you feel after it? So let's say like another friend of mine was mentioning today he was doing intermittent fasting, and which is very popular these days.
Yeah.
But if the main crux of the intermittent fasting is how you open it. People don't know that. It's not
That's
about
right.
starving 16 hours. It's about how basically your body, when you open your fast after 16 hours, is in a very, you can say, elite performance, I would say. Like you can literally absorb whatever you give it. And people telling me, okay, I'm having a bit smoothie or a bit breakfast when I open my intermittent fasting. It's like oats mixed with the nuts, mixed with the berries, then mixed with the syrup and sugar and protein shake. And I said, well, you're giving every single thing to your body all together. And your body's going to take some time to derive it. And you're going to be ending up sleeping anyways. So you beat in the purpose of intermittent fasting. Whereas if you were to open your fast, if you were to break it with the protein shake or with the boiled eggs, so that way your insulin level in your blood sugar didn't spike. You understand? And then half an hour later, you can have your normal meal. And your body will derive the nutrients properly as well, absorb them. So a lot of people, like I said, there's no guidance. People actually, you can go online. And that's what I was doing as well when Before I got qualified, I was literally following, like I mentioned, the diet plans and the workout plans religiously.
Yeah.
It wasn't working for me.
That's right.
Yeah.
Very
It's
vast
better
topic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Get into
That's
too much
right.
details.
So anyways, inshallah,
So I just want to mention one thing, that whatever Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said and mentioned for the whole humanity is the best until
Yes.
the day of Qiyamah.
That's correct.
Whatever
Yes.
Muslim said, which is the best food for you guys is best.
goes without saying, brother. It
Without
goes without
saying.
saying.
Even not going too deep into this, like Brother Furqan mentioned about how they open fast.
Exactly.
If you look into, what the Prophet ﷺ used to open his fast with, by that you'll see. And then after that you'll see the research. They'll say open with a fruit. Don't
Yeah.
open with this type of food
Yeah.
because it causes gas with this and that.
That brings me a story, very quick one, and we finish after that. There was a client of mine, and she was mentioning, she goes, I'm always low on energy. And I was like, okay. So she was vegetarian as well. I say, have you ever had dates? She goes, no. I said, well, try having about 3 to 5 dates a day. They're rich in vitamin B. Vitamin B is to do with your energy. So she was like, oh, that's the reason you guys open your fast in Ramadan with the dates. Look at that, subhanAllah.
Subhanallah.
And that's the sunnah, isn't it?
Sunnah,
Opening your
yes,
fast with the
of
dates.
course.
And Rasul Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, how would he know? How would he knew, 1400 years ago? So subhanAllah, every single thing, like I said, it goes without saying. There's no doubt about it.
Of course.
So inshallah, Brother Bilal, if you want to give any final message to the audience, feel free.
Yeah, I think the message I would give is like, I'll take pinpoints from this podcast, is that whenever you do something, do research on it. Also, whenever you want to take advice from somebody, always try to take it from a certified person. These things will help you a long way. And whatever we do, we should do it for the sake of Allah and for the benefit of the Ummah, inshallah.
Inshallah. With this, inshallah, we'll finish our podcast for today. If you have any questions you want to ask Brother Bilal, write down in the comment section. We'll give the details for his online store along with the discount code as well. See you in the next podcast. Until then, Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum.